Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books. And today I'm gonna do a book haul. I've had these books sitting in the kitchen for like a week now with this note on it that says haul, because I have been wanting to put them away in the bookshelves, but they've just been sitting over there, and I was waiting because I was gonna go to Half Price Books or Barnes & Noble, and I was gonna buy some new books for the summer, because I love to read like mysteries and thrillers, lots of young adult in the summer. I love to just escape in the summer and read really like escapist books, and quite frankly, these are more for like fall time, so I'm getting ready to put them up in my bookshelves, but I wanted to do a haul video first. And a lot of these books that I'm going to be talking about, with the exception of like 2 or 3, are actually, most of these books are books that I was sent, I think with the exception of 2. The rest of them I did in unboxings, so I'm not going to get into a lot of in-depth conversation about these books, but I did just spend, are you ready for this? $38.50 at Audible, and I bought all these books. I had 3 credits, and I used 1 credit, and then I bought a bunch of books because there was a July 4th sale, and I think it ends today, so if you're watching this on Sunday after 4th of July, go over to Audible. There's tons of books on sale for $5.95, and they're like really fantastic books. So I think there's like 12 pages. I went through literally every book because I was like, oh my God, because you guys know I love Audible so much. So I'm gonna go through my Audible purchases in a second. I still have 2 credits left, and I wanna purchase them because I'm already coming up on my next round of credits. I think I get 2 or 3 credits every month. So could you guys in the comment section below, if you have listened to a really great audiobook, could you let me know what it is? Because I really want to, you know, find a great audiobook. Okay. Because I love Audible. I love Audible and I love audiobooks. This is not sponsored. I wish it was. I wish Audible would sponsor me. They won't. That's okay. I still love their service. Okay, let's get right into this. So the first book that I got was The Dead House, a novel by Billy O'Callahan. And if you can see, it has the annotations in it. This was from Page Habit. And I think this was my May Page Habit book. So I used to do the young adult Page Habit, but I now do the horror, the scarier ones. So this was, I think, the May Page Habit, and you can go. I always do all the unboxings over here. There's a little code for $5 off, so you can go check that out. And then the other Page Habit book, I think I have 2. The other Page Habit one was The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. Now, I think this one was the June. Yeah, this was the June Page Habit unboxing. And Stephen King says, Tremblay's personal best. It's that good. And I'm not going to get in here and read it because it's super, super long. But go check out my Page Habit unboxings. I show everything. I show everything you could possibly get. And right here is a little bookmark that you get. And you get all kinds of surprises and treats and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So then I also get books from Creepy Crate, and Creepy Crate is really cool too, and it's also very, very scary stuff, and they put books in there. And I'm almost 100% positive, if this was not in Creepy Crate, then this was, because this pile of books has been sitting over there for a while, then somebody sent this to me. But I'm almost positive this was my last Creepy Crate I got, and it is Dan Simmons' The Tear, now on American Movie Channel. Is that what it is? AMC? National bestseller. Okay, and this is about this, it's like, they get stuck in the Arctic Circle and there's something that's chasing them and trying to kill them. This right now, I will tell you, is on Audible for $5.95. I did not buy it because it is 28 hours long because it's a very lengthy book. But it's on the July 4th sale. So if you want to go purchase it on Audible, it's over there right now. All right, I'm going to save the book that I bought for last. Now, I was just sent this, and I said I was going to show it in here too. I have the note of who sent it to me right over there. I actually just did an unboxing on my vlog channel, Peter Vlogs, so if you want to go over there and see who sent this to me, you can. But I'm going to read it anyway. I usually keep the notes like right in here now so I know who sends it to me, but I didn't, so I greatly apologize, but I did show on my vlog who sent it to me. So this book is called Odd Jobs by Heidi Goody and Lane Grant. It's the end of the world as we know it, but someone still needs to do the paperwork. Incomprehensible horrors from beyond are going to devour our world, but that's no excuse to get all emotional about it. Morag Murray works for the secret government organization responsible for making sure the apocalypse goes as smoothly and as quietly as possible. In her first week on the job, Morag has to hunt down a man-eating starfish, solve a supernatural murder, and if she's got time, prevent her own inevitable death. The first book in a new comedy series by the creators of Clovenhoof, Odd Jobs is a sideswipe at the world of work in a fantastical adventure featuring amphibian wannabe gangstas, mad old cat ladies, ancient gods, apocalyptic Scrabble, fish porn, telepathic curry, and possibly the end of the world before the weekend. I love books that I've never heard of before. I just have to tell you that. I love independent writers, and I love books that I've never heard of before. So I was really excited when I was sent this. Okay. I was also sent, and I don't know who sent this to me, but on my Peterisms channel, I talk a lot about spirituality, not religion. And, but everybody's right to their own beliefs and things. And somebody sent me this book by Sam Harris, New York Times bestseller, Waking Up, A Guide to Spirituality Without Religion. From Sam Harris, neuroscientist and best-selling author, Waking Up is a guide for the millions of Americans who want spirituality with religion. And I have to say, if you watch my channel over there or hear my vlogs, it's not that I'm opposed to any kind of religion. I grew up in a Lutheran church, and I never had any negative experiences, not whatsoever. It's just not for me where I find my spiritual relief, but I'm highly respectful of anybody that does find it there. My mother was somebody that was a very strong faith, and so it was important to my parents to raise me in a church. So I don't have anything negative to say about that. It's just for me, it's my own personal decision. So I was interested when I got this book, because I actually like to read a lot of books about theology and non-theology and things like that. Waking Up is a guide for the millions of Americans who want spirituality without religion. For those who follow no traditional faith, but who suspect there are important truths in the experiences of such figures as Jesus, the Buddha, Lao Tzu, Rumi, and history's other saints and sages. Did I just totally botch that name? Harris offers a middle path. Throughout this book, Harris explores the scientific underpinnings of spirituality and argues that there is more to understanding reality than secular culture and science generally allow. No other book marries contemplative wisdom and modern science in this way. Very interesting, don't you think? So yeah, that'd be cool. Just one chapter. What was it called? Something drugs and whatever else. Gurus, death, drugs, and other puzzles. One of the first obstacles encountered along my contemplative path is the basic uncertainty about the nature of spiritual authority. If there are important truths to be discovered through introspection, there must be better and worse ways to do this, and one should expect to meet a range of experts, novices, fools, and frauds along the way. Of course, charlatans haunt every walk of life. But in spiritual matters, foolishness and fraudulence can be especially difficult to detect. Unfortunately, this is a natural consequence of the subject matter. When learning to play a sport like golf, you can immediately... I was just thinking this the other day, okay? Why do people always relate religion to golf? I do not understand that, tying in of religion. It's always God and golf. I don't get it. So, anyway. Okay. Then the next book that I was sent, and this is very, very cool, and I'm really excited about this, and this is a short read, and it is called 21 Miles of Scenic Beauty and then Oxnard. Counter Stories and Testimonies by Martin Alberto Gonzalez. And this book sounds so cool. I think it is absolutely adorable. I think it is so cute. I think it's self-published. And it is, despite its wonderful everyday weather and beautiful surf-ridden beaches, Oxnard, California has a reputation of being dangerous and demoralizing due to its gang presence. In this book, Martin Alberto Gonzalez takes this reputation head-on through a series of social justice-oriented stories, loosely based on his experiences and observations growing up in Oxnard as first-generation Chicano. Rather than focusing on everything that deems the city bad, such as its overabundance and undereducated brown people, Martin flips the script through counter-storytelling and testimonies in order to shed light on various injustices directly impacting his community, such as inequitable schooling practices, segregation, gentrification, and many more. I mean, this just sounds absolutely amazing, and I'm really, there's the stories are 4 pages. This one's called 35-cent sodas. I just love little books like this, and especially a book about, diversity. So I'm excited about reading this. All right. And then the last book that I have, I actually bought at Target before I was going on vacation, and I didn't end up taking it with me, but it's called The Impossible Fortress, a novel by Jason Rekulak. And it says, do you remember your first love? A love letter to the 1980s, to the dawn of the computer age, and to a time when anything felt possible. The Impossible Fortress will make you laugh, make you cry, make you remember in exquisite detail what it feels like to love something or someone for the first time. One of Entertainment Weekly's most anticipated novels of 2017, so it's been out for a while. Jason Rekulak was born and raised in New Jersey. He has worked for many years at Quirk Books, where he edits a variety of fiction and nonfiction. He lives in Philadelphia with his wife and 2 children. The Impossible Fortress is his first novel, and then you can go on. To learn more and play a version of the Impossible Fortress game. Oh, it's about a game. I don't get real into gaming books, do y'all? I just don't. But I should have known when I looked at that. See, it's got scores and stuff. I don't know. Is it the new Ready Player One? I still haven't seen Ready Player One. I just saw Love, Simon the other day, and I thought it was fantastic. I watched it when we were on vacation. All right, so let me hold these all up for you. Thumbnail. Those are my books that I bought. Haul. Now let's get to the audiobooks, which are probably the ones that are more interesting to you. All right, so I have actually bought quite a few books since the last time I did a haul. I don't even know where to start. Okay, where do I go? So let me get all the way down here. Where was the last time I... Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan, because I've heard so many fantastic things about it. Let's see, Renegades by Marissa Meyer. I think I talked about those two last on my last haul. The Serpent King by Jeff Zentner. I have so many great audiobooks, you guys. I just want to sit by the pool and listen all summer long. Let's see, Kill Creek by Scott Thomas. Kids of Appetite by David Arnold. And I know I talked about that on here the last time because he wrote Mosquito Land, which is one of my favorite books of life. It's a road trip book. If you've never heard of it, go read Mosquito Land. It is a summer book. You need to read it in the summer. It's fantastic. Oh, by the way, I have mentioned on many videos before, If I Were Your Girl by Meredith Rousseau, which is about a transgender teen. It is on Audible right now for $5.95 on the July 4th sale. If you guys have ever had any desire to read it or listen to it, I didn't listen to the audiobook. I actually read it. But the audio is probably pretty good, so it's over there. Okay, so Kids of Appetite. David Arnold just had a brand new book come out. I was sent it by the publisher. I haven't read it, and so I wanted to listen to his second book before I went into his third. Fantastic Land, a novel by Mike. These are all like thrillers. Okay, In Search of Us by Ava DeLaria. Now, several years ago when I started reading young adult, one of the first books I read was called Love Letters to the Dead. And it was by Ava DeLaria, and it was, to this day, I think my very first, so I went in and I was like, because I was writing a young adult book, I wanted to listen to a lot of young adult books, and so while I was writing, I would take breaks and I would go listen to audiobooks. And the first book that I ever listened to was Robin Schneider's The Beginning of Everything, which is fantastic. The second book I read was, or listened to, and this is really how I got hooked on audio, or audiobooks, the second book that I listened to was Love Letters to the Dead by Ava DeLaria. It is, to this day, what I believe to be one of the most fantastic, most creative young adult books that I have ever read in my entire life. It was so fantastic, and it is all about a girl who has lost her sister to a tragedy, and it's her telling of her life in journaling letters to dead celebrities like Kurt Cobain and Amelia Earhart, Marilyn Monroe. It is fantastic, and this is her second book, her long-awaited second book, called In Search of Us, and it's about a mother and daughter, and it goes back and forth between two time periods, and it's supposed to be really, really good. Okay, so I was going on vacation, and I wanted a mystery to read, and years and years and years ago, I read, what's his name, Jonathan Kellerman, and there was always this one book that I could never finish, and I didn't remember what it was. It's called Over the Edge. I finally looked it up and found out, but he has this whole series, and I wanted to read like a thriller series. He has this whole series about this psychologist named Alex something that has like a good friend that's a gay guy, and that's a detective. And so I went in and I bought the very first one called When the Bow Breaks. Yeah, and it's an Alex something. I don't know which one it is because it stops right there. So I'm going to read that. Now, my best friend Tanya told me that one of the best books that she has read this year is The Last Mrs. Parrish by Liv Constantine. Since I have bought this book and started talking about it, so many people are like, oh my God, you're going to love The Last Mrs. Parrish. It is fantastic. So I bought The Last Mrs. Parrish. Now, because I'm back from my beach trip and I can watch shark book or read shark books and movies, I bought Meg, a novel of deep terror. And this is about okay, I'm going to mispronounce this, a megalodon shark. It's like a series of like 6 books, right? I read it years and years and years ago. Let me just tell you, I spent one of my audio credits on this last week because somebody was like, oh my God, you got to read it. They're coming out with a new movie of Meg. This right here is $5.95 on the July 4th sale. I was so pissed when I went over there today. I was like, oh my God. Then also these are all sale books that I bought. Also on the sale is Orange is the New Black, the book by Piper Kerman, which began the whole Orange is the New Black series on Netflix. I really wanted to read this book when it first came out, and I never did. And I was reading the reviews underneath it on Audible, and everybody said, like, the book is really nothing like the TV show. If it was exactly like it, I wouldn't have bought it. So I'm excited about reading that. For years I worked with the Department of Corrections. If you all don't know, I got sober when I was 22. I've spent my own time in jail. So I kind of wanted to read this. I've had a lot of friends that have gone through similar experiences, and I wanted to hear it from a first-person point of view, not just a TV show. Then, because so many people have sent me Colleen Hoover books and told me to read Colleen Hoover, I got November 9th by Colleen Hoover. It is on sale in the July 4th sale over there, and so I don't really know anything about it. It's apparently about somebody moving from LA to somewhere else, and it's her last day, and she falls in love or something like that. Okay. Then I got Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch, which is about this girl. She's spending the summer in Italy because it was her mom's dying wish to spend one summer in Italy or something like that. I've seen this book at so many bookstores, and every time I see it, I always think it kind of looks, like a cute read. And so I was like, I'm trying to get summer books, so I bought Love and Gelato. I know you guys are like scribbling it down, like, okay, and then I got you guys, I went to town on this $38.50. I went to town on this sale. The Last Days of Jack Sparks. This is about a journalist. It's also a murderer. It's kind of like Dexter, and it is by Jason Arnott. I had put this in my wish list, 3 months ago, and so I decided to get it. The Deep Dark of Descending by Alan Eskens. Okay, so I read The Life We Bury by Alan Eskens last year. It was one of my favorite books that I read of the year, or maybe 2 years ago. It was also one of my favorite mysteries I've ever read in my entire life. The Life We Bury is fantastic. Fantastically written, fantastically woven mystery with this backstory. And I've wanted to read something of his other than that. And so this one, The Deep Dark Descending, was on sale, so I got it. And then I got Before the Fall by Noah Hawley. I actually have the book over there. I wanted to read it for a long time, but I haven't. It's been on do you guys have long-term TBRs? I do. And that just means someday I'm going to read it. So I actually bought it on Audible because I really want to read this book. That might actually be my next Audible read. Currently, I'm listening to Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantero. It's a great summer book if you guys want to read it. It reminds me a lot of Scooby-Doo meets It by Stephen King. It's kind of like a mix between that. It's these 3 kids. One of them's dead, so it's really 4 that solved this murder in their hometown when they were growing up, and now it's 20 years later. It's interesting. It's kind of slow moving, honestly. And then I actually bought, with a credit, The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. Riley Sager wrote Final Girls, and I didn't love it. I think I gave it 4.5 stars, 4 stars, but it wasn't horrible, and it was a good mystery. And I thought, well, I'm going to give, Riley Sager another chance because I want to see what this new book's about. So it's kind of the whole idea of 2 truths and a lie, but it's supposed to be very good, and it literally just came out in June. So The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. And those are all of my audiobooks. Do you think I have enough? Oh my God. But I also have 2 more credits. So put in the comment section below any other audiobooks that you've listened to. I would really like to listen to something scary, a mystery, a true crime, something like that. So if you have recommendations along those lines, that would be probably the most helpful to me. All right. Do you guys like all that? Hold on a second. Hold on. Wait, let me put my phone on there too. Thumbnail. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.